Good morning, folks. Today we'll hit space weather, fracking, Mars. Different dark matter theories continue pouring out in light of its non-existence, and we've got a professor thinking electric galaxies. But let's get started, as always, over at spaceweathernews.com. Incoming from the left, we see the trifecta of space weather structural phenomena at the visible layers of the sun, bright sunspots, dark coronal hole, and to their south, a thin plasma filament. After it looked like yesterday evening was set to ramp up solar flares, things died down a good bit into this morning. Right before the little flare surge began yesterday, we saw strong magnetic complexity with the potential for M-class events. The grouping became positive dominated in the center after red negative owned the middle region yesterday. We'll need more mixing there. And in fact, in terms of ejecta, a small surface plague trailing the sunspots actually came closer than the sunspot did. Here, let's quickly look at that sun-diving comet. It indeed reached our star overnight, and we're saying goodbye to her this morning. Solar wind here, still calming telemetry with the blue shifting up top, however, meaning that the electric field is either charging or discharging various Earth layers, and with the incoming coronal hole and its IMF and alpha waves on deck, the earthquake watch for elevated magnitude events this weekend is rising quickly. Coming straight to the fracking and wastewater injection-induced earthquakes, they have made a map of Texas and New Mexico's seismic risk from those human activities. Always an interesting topic, but we really need this map for Oklahoma most of all. Let's jump to Mars, where the rover has sent back images of crystals that are normally found after specific ground material becomes saturated. While the lakes and oceans in Mars' past is nothing new to your ears, the minutiae like this allow us to better constrain their locations, formation mechanisms, timelines, and even what materials might have been in the water. Article out describing a different idea about dark matter from the cosmic wave rolling through the Perseus cluster. Apparently a shock wave from a stellar interaction long ago triggered a wild action that actually surged a Kelvin-Helmholtz wave around the swirling gas. They are finding that even seemingly unrelated stories like this one have a way to help us figure out where we all went wrong with dark matter hypotheses. And speaking of which, you remember it was earlier this week they discovered that Centaurus, Andromeda, and our own Milky Way all have satellite galaxies that debunk dark matter models. This amazing work not only offers some alternative ideas, but the introduction could be yours to the general topic if you're brand new, written very understandably. Lastly, folks, are spiral galaxies cosmic hurricanes, where the spiral arms are not a function of gravity and turbulence, but the underlying rotation of the galaxy. This paper says so. The rotation is found in the magnetic fields at the galactic level, the galactic ion wind pouring out like the solar wind, and as we'd see on the Enlil spiral, and of course the other interstellar plasma. It is the underlying spin that makes the arms, not a spin induced thereafter by the gravity of all the mass. Website members at suspiciousobservers.org. New deeper look last night on gamma ray burst effects on the ionosphere and then the cascade into our normal space weather effect subfields. Your support keeps these shows coming out here on YouTube. We've got your wind maps and shots of our star to close, and we'll do this all again tomorrow, right here. But right now it's 5:15 a.m. in the new valley of the sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.